Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NeverOpenPod, the podcast open to everyone, especially Mr. Hikaru Nakamura. I hope you win the candidates, my brother. My name is Luke. I'm your host of the NeverOpenPod, and with me, as always, is Mr. Guy Sadler, Mr. Andy.
Hello, Mr. Andy. Hello, Luke. Hello to the listeners. And hello to the Cincinnati Reds coming out hot. Major League Baseball is back. And man, I'm happy about it, Luke. And I can't wait to talk about it on this episode of the Never Open podcast.
Well, unless they play at Dolphins Arena, I don't care. So, yes, we're going to talk about two Road to Sakura Genesis shows. They both had awesome wrestling in it, but one main event was nuggets of certain kind of variety.
We'll describe the variety. So we have good nuggets on the show sometimes. Will they be good or will they be snake? And how
will they be golden or golden brown? We'll find out. Textured like sun. Sorry, I love that song. So let's do some professionalism first. Oh man, I wish it was fucking pint time for me, you bastard. Andy's got a pint, everyone, and it's fucking 10 a.m. for me. I'm so jelly. Anyway.
Very professional, by the way.
Yeah, that's right.
Of both of us.
I was about to be professional. I was like, you motherfucking... I'm podcasting with Kanemaru right now. No. All right. So
that's really, that is low. You know, calling me Kanemaru. I have never once turned on you. I've never once spit in your face. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to have a beer after work. Jesus Christ.
How dare you relax after work? Fuck you. All right, so professionalism, where were we? Oh, yes, there are ways people can contact and interact with us if they wish to. We're on the Tweety. I'm at Grumpy2EB. If you like Doctor Who, then I'm a pretty good follow. And Mr. Andy is at Drusifer Tweets. If you like guitar solos, there you go.
If you like mediocre guitar solos, so...
Oh, he said that, not me. I was trying to put him over. And if you want to interact with us as the Never Open Podcast, you can do that too at NeverOpenPod. Also, you can send us a written or voicemail if you wish to. NeverOpenPod@gmail.com. And you can see me trying to remember it as I'm saying it. I guess you can too. If you're watching this on YouTube, everybody, you can... Yeah, I think he's covered the screen so he can have a drink. But yes, we're on YouTube, the Never Open Podcast. Boom, you can hear me do this intro and try not to fuck it up each and every single time. Also, if you got any of that Sasha Banks money, kick it our way. We have a Teespring store where you can buy merch that'll make you look never as fuck. And I'm still keeping that in. There's a little tribute there to Mr. Alex. Coughlin.
Yeah. Fuck. You know, I mean, it is kind of Okada money now, right? Isn't that the deal? But you know, if you got some of that Sasha Banks money, we'll take that too. So if you're interested, you know.
That's right.
Poor Alex C. Yeah, he's officially retired now or whatever. And man,
I hope it ends up being one of those like wrestling things where I just rested for 4 years and let's rock.
Or 4 months. You know what I mean? Yeah. That'd be better. But at the same time, he's got to do what's right with him. The man's an android. You know what I mean? So he'll be fine. It's just a matter of making the correct decision. You know,
to be highly illogical to continue while impaired, I guess.
Oh man, I've been watching this TNG, and man, I've been discovering some fun nuggets of the good kind. But we were contacted this week by the New Japan Pro Wrestling Podcast, the Keeping It Strong Style guys, which they're good guys. You know, I've listened to their show a couple times. It's been a very long time since I've done that, but they're always good, you know, and they're more like the kind of like backstage stuff, voices of wrestling guys. So they know all that kind of stuff, I think. And they're
a podcast that knows their shit.
Right.
Meanwhile, here at the Never Open Podcast,
they're a little different.
We like House of Torture.
But at the same time, they are having a New Japan Pro Wrestling fan meetup at Windy City Riot in Chicago. And so they wanted us to let everybody know that at the VU Rooftop Bar at 133 East Merrick Road in Chicago, Illinois, April 12th, 2024, before Windy City Riot at 4 p.m. They're going to have a meetup where you can go meet them. You could talk about pro wrestling if you want to. You don't have to. You know what I mean? I wouldn't. But, you know, you could talk about podcasting or whatever and hang out with some folks that are also going to the Windy City Riot show. So it's nothing other than a riot. And I hope you should go to that. You should go to that.
Yeah, do that. Also, tell them the Never Boys sent you.
Yeah.
If you're one of the
don't just do that.
If you're one of the listener that listens to this show, please
ask everyone that you meet at this meetup if they are in fact never as fuck.
Yeah, that is true.
That's how you'll know. That's how our listeners know, you know.
And if something good happens, don't forget. Yeah.
Good old Doki. He's the best.
Oh my goodness.
He had a pretty good couple shows here. You know, picking fights with Ishii and shit. It's great.
That's right. See, he's transitioned from comedy spots with Bolton Oleg to I'm gonna beat up Ishii. Taka, you can handle Bolton Oleg, can't you? You're a legend. Yeah, go for it, mate.
Fantastic.
Right.
Well, it is WrestleMania week, Luke, and there's probably all kinds of like wrestling news. And this guy showed up on that show, and GCW had this guy, and Dolph Ziggler punched that guy. You know, I mean, there's all kinds of shit going on. We don't know about any of it. So don't know about any of it. So. Unfortunately,
and I see CM Punk reconfirmed to everyone that he's a bit of a cunt. But apart from that,
those are so fun. Those little clips I did watch some of those clips on Twitter. They were so funny.
He's such a bitch, man.
He is. It's great.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. We just shaved off a couple of listeners right there.
Fuck them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. All right, so. What were you saying before I so rudely? Oh yeah, we don't know anything about what's going on. I don't even know what the matches are at fucking WrestleMania. I don't care. My cactus though, Jactus Cac, is healthy and is getting longer.
Good to know. Is that a euphemism or
no? Jactus Cac is the name of my cactus.
I understand. I was just making a joke off your joke, you know.
But see, that's going to be funny when I re-listen to this to see the episode.
You're going to be like, wait a second. No, my cactus's name. It's fantastic. Yes. I love
Jactus
Cac. I like it. Yeah. I think that's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah,
you know,
it's pretty cool name.
And I'm glad that he or she is thriving, you know, so for they.
Well, whatever they are apparently a succulent. So there is that. So,
hey.
Yeah.
Hey-o. Luke, this first show is at the Act City Gymnasium in Hamamatsu. And as usual, I went to Google and used my fingers and my brain to search for some Google reviews of maybe some folks that went to this place and just see what they thought about it. You know, that's always fun to do. What do you think?
I love these. And I usually get a quick little preview before the shows, everyone, of what I'm about to read. And this one's amazing. All right. I guess I'll go first.
Please.
So you can drink that beautiful looking beer of yours. All right. So this is about Act City Hamamatsu, everyone. There was something wrong with the payment machine in the parking lot, and I contacted the security guard, but there was no connection. It should have been visible on the surveillance camera. I don't know if he's slacking off or sleeping, but there's a certain degree of dereliction of duty. 1 star. That's fucking wild.
It's, you know, he wants the security guard to be visible at all times, right? You know, that's what he wants.
Not just visible, but visibly checking his camera.
Right.
And his machine.
But I love that he has a qualifier. He's like, listen, I know it could be this, it could be that, but some fucked up shit's going down in here. All right. I'm just going to say it very nicely. And I appreciated it. You know, it's very eloquent. So
that's his roundabout way of saying he thinks the security at this place is willful. And,
maybe load bearing. We don't know. So I did learn through reading all the Google reviews. This is a place that you go when you have to file your taxes or vote or something like that too. So there was a ton about filing taxes and where to park and how to vote and how to park when you're voting and stuff like that. So
not a city for actors. It means act as in the taxation act of 1832 says you got to come here and give us some money. Right.
Yes, that's what the act stands for. It's also John Lithgow's hometown. So you didn't know that. But anyway, so mine goes, let's see here. I will read it. It goes the following.
Fucking John Lithgow.
I was thinking of, who was I thinking of? Who's the guy that said acting? It's not John Lithgow.
It's John Lovitz.
John Lovitz. Him. Anyway, I went to the hall to file my tax return, but the waiting time was long and painful. I would like to see more staff. Venue guides, accountants, tax accountants. I was disappointed that some of the guides were very timid, unfriendly. Probably because they were tired of being asked the same thing over and over again. I wish they would more than double the number of Saturdays and Sundays. There are many entrances and exits, automatic doors, for act events, but they are often closed due to the management being dumb. Consider opening the entrance depending on the climate, such as on rainy days or when it's hot or cold. That's 1 star. Very upset.
Let me get this straight. They're not friendly and they're timid. All right. So there's something like that. Not only that, but this motherfucker expects them to break the space-time continuum so he can have twice as many fucking weekends as he already gets.
What's that? It says timid in parentheses, unfriendly. So
not only that,
he's like saying, I'm gonna give you I'm gonna say it in a nice way, but I'm also gonna put in parentheses right after that.
Not only that, dude, he wants not only to see their accountants, but their fucking taxation accountants too.
That's right, all of them. It was great. That was all in parentheses too, with big question marks, like a bunch of question marks after each one. So I love the direction that we get from these. I copy these straight in the computer, and there's direction. It's easy to read these and make them entertaining, is what I'm trying to say. So, oh
my God,
Luke, I did not watch this show with English commentary because I believe there was no English commentary.
No, that is correct. In fact, you messaged me to make me think that maybe there wasn't any at all, but no, there is. You would have fucking loved that if it was just silence and just wrestling. I know that much.
Yeah. Who was it? Just Chris Charlton by himself for this show?
No. It was Chris Charlton for night 2. Night 1 is just Japanese.
Okay, got it.
And I could pick out words like very and that and this and yes and no and things like that.
Dua Lipa.
That's right, Dua Lipa.
Mm-hmm.
So it is Road to Sakura Genesis, and we have poor Sho Mikado. It's Sho Mikado versus Jeff Cobb. And Sho Mikado doesn't just get surfed by Jeff Cobb. I'm pretty sure Jeff Cobb broke all surfing records on this poor young lion's back. In fact, he was being surfed for so long, this fucking idiot ref should have gotten in Sho Mikado's face and asked him the question. Give up. That's right. In fact, Sho Mikado gets about as much offense in this match as Jay White does against Billy Gunn in his match. And he just gets to do maybe 2 drop kicks. Then he just gets blasted by Cobb with a fucking huge Uranagi. Holy shit, didn't know Jeff Cobb had one of those in his fucking arsenal.
Gut wrench Uranagi.
Yeah.
Shit was
right?
Nuts.
Fucking whoop.
That was fun.
Bang. Oh my God. Fucking awesome. And then Jeff Cobb wins with a standing moonsault because it's too soon for young lions to go on tours of the islands.
Kato fucked up big time because he got a couple drop kicks in and got he got Cobb kind of doing one of those. And then he's like, I got him. I'm going in for the Brad. Right in for the Brad on Jeff Cobb. And that was really funny.
More
that was
balls and brains, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Big mistake. Maybe 18 more drop kicks, then grab one leg. You know what I mean? That was so funny. But I really like that match. It was great. And the fact that usually a young lion gets more offense than that. So I like that. I like mixing it up a little. So anyway, next, Luke, we have the return of the international jet setters. It's Kevin Knight and Kushida versus Gato and Clark Connors. And man, it's happy to see both of them. You know what I mean? I was happy to see all these guys, actually. So Kevin Knight has gotten a little more jacked, right? Just a little bit.
Yeah.
He's got a little more cut. He's like showing it off, showing the gun show, man.
I would too.
It was a pose off at the beginning, right? And Gato won the pose off, which was fucking amazing. Come from behind win. So we get Connors and Kevin Knight starting, man. I'm happy to see Connors. He looks a little more jacked too. He's ridiculous. And like Kevin Knight also has made another change, different gear. And oh my gosh, it's so much better than the like orange pants. Like this is like, this is tight to his body. You can see that, I don't know. It's just better. So, and for his gimmick too. So they all do the comedy arm break spot thing. They're going to do this. And then Kevin accidentally breaks Kushida's arm. And I'm like, okay, let's save that for the Chase Owens matches. Okay. Because that's usually his spot. But I guess we're doing, the Jet Setter's offense is centered around fuck your arm. So I get it. You know what I mean? That makes a lot of sense. Gato uses the power of cheating on Kushida, and it's very effective, man. A large portion of this match is just Kushida getting his fucking ass kicked, and it's hilarious. Oh, man. But they're trying to soften up, this team for the War Dogs, right? This is a preview tag, and, I don't know if you noticed, but Clark Connors had some kind of, like, strap BDSM like looking thing that he was wearing on his way out, and I think it was a little bag that holds the title. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So, but
wasn't Zardoz cosplay then?
No, it's not Zardoz. That's great. So, anyway, or that guy from Noah. That one guy from Noah that dresses like he's in Demolition. But anyway, so there's a hot tag to Kevin, and he goes flying all over the place. And Milano Collection AT giggles like 6 times in like a minute. He's just like, he can't stop giggling. He loves Kevin Knight flying around.
Oh, yeah.
So it's fun to hear that. Everyone in the pool, Gato almost pins Kushida with a surprise roll-up, which is hilarious, but hoverboard lock on Gato, and he taps the fuck out like a bitch. He's not a bitch, though.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, that was good. Good to see wrestlers coming back and all that kind of stuff. I forgot what I was going to say. Is Gato in one of these, like, do we know for sure? My brain's confused, and I'll be further confused tomorrow night, but so maybe it won't be if I clear it up with you now. Who's in the fucking trios gauntlet? Is it the 3 teams from the next night, or is it teams we don't know?
When you say the trios gauntlet, do you mean the stank belt, like, championship thing?
Yeah.
Because I do not know. So we'll have to figure that out maybe at the end of the show or something.
Is it actually still happening?
Yeah, it's in Taiwan. You told me it was on the Taiwan show.
I think so.
Which is
but they've had fucking well, it's probably a big place, but they've had devastating earthquakes recently.
Yeah.
And actually, I think Japan has too. Maybe a bit of a tsunami warning. So hope the boys in New Japan, I hope everyone, boys and girls everywhere, are okay. And
I tell you what, man. I mean, we can't talk about earthquakes without mentioning the time
that one show we saw it live. Oh my
god, dude! It was like like Jay White's out there wrestling, and there's a fucking earthquake, and man, the look on the wrestlers' faces and stuff, and even the wrestlers that night when it's just like, man, they want to get their shit in and go home. And I'm like, fair enough, dude.
I'm pretty sure that match ended up wrapping up quick too after that, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. It was scary as fuck, man. I get it.
Yeah, fucking absolutely. So, so it's going to happen at the Taiwan show. I don't know if we know the teams. Man, that's my professionalism just shining through right there.
We'll figure it out, I mean, I'm assuming when we get done talking about these shows, we'll look and see what's coming up,
I hear there's a riot coming around, and it's
I thought it was a fart.
Indie place. Oh my god! Wait, I'll get that. You got the last couple, so I guess I'll get that one. Windy City McRiot.
Windy City fart. Yeah. I mean, we'll discuss it off camera.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right. Well, I can be convinced for you to pay for it if you want. Okay. Right. Anyway, our next match is Tomohiro Ishii, Toriano, Tomoaki Honma, El Desperado, and Bolton Oleg versus, thank God, every time it's these guys, I can just write just 5 guys. Thank goodness. We got Taka, we got Doki, we got Taichi, we got Sonata, and we got Yuya. Oh, and I remember the names too. Great. Usually if I just put the team name on there, I'm like, oh shit, it's 5 shows. Which fucking combination of people were on it? Oh, I'm an idiot. So I usually, most of the time, I just write the names down. But it was all 5 guys. Anyway, this is weird to me and awesome because to start off this match, we get Taichi and El Desperado wrestling. Oh,
man,
it's fucking cool. Usually, if they were to lock horns for any other reason, it would have been some kind of Suzuki-gun comedy kind of style if they ever had. This time, no.
Taka Taichi Mania.
That's right. They're going to lock horns. It's going to be great. Oh, and Taka has officially taken Doki's spot as Bolton Oleg comedy wrestler. Why? Because Doki beat Hiromu. That's why.
Yes, that's right. He's feuding with Ishii now. So.
That's right. He's having his mini feud with Ishii. This time Taka's been wrenched around. And then after being gut wrenched, like he weighs nothing. Like he's just a bag of feathers. He just gets fucking brabbed the shit out of. And you just like, don't worry, Taka, I'll break it up, chop. And Ollie's just like, come on, man, that's not gonna work. So Yuya has to do his like kind of double chop thing to kind of break the hold up. It was fucking funny. Oh, we get Doki versus Ishii action, and it's fucking awesome.
Loved it. Love that.
I really like how Ishii interacts with the juniors. It's fine. It's usually, there is a bit of I'm bigger and I won't sell, but not too much of that.
He sells for everybody.
Ishii's the
best salesman in the fucking business, man. He's tremendous.
There's another guy we'll see on night 2 who's just as good a salesman as Mr. Ishii. So there is that. Oh my goodness. Then we get maybe we get Honma in a paradise luck. And then I guess the gag is Honma is so oily that he can just slide out of it, which I think they've done before. So that's a nice bit of continuity right there.
It's so funny.
And then we get another one. I love this combo. It is Sonata and Yano. And Sonata takes Yano for a spin pin. Just spins him around and around and around. It's fucking hilarious. It's fun.
For no reason. He's just like, I'm going to roll around in here and I'm going to pin you 30 times.
That's right. Every time a roll was kind of 360, the ref was just like, huh, oh, he's going around again, huh, he's going around again, huh, he's going around again, huh,
yeah. You know, Abe's over there with the ring bell. Like,
oh, yeah.
Ring bell hammer.
Yep, he's got it ready.
Oh, man, that's fantastic.
Oh, my goodness. So we finish up with Yuya Uemura and Tomoaki Honma. It's pretty fucking good. We do get just 5 boots on Honma, though. I don't know how you feel about that, Mr. Andy, but I'm allowed it.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was fun. Yuya is younger and faster and everything than Honma, but I don't know. This is something he makes it work. That's usually a indicator for me of that I like you. If you can work really well with Honma, because I like Honma.
That's fair.
But he does pin Honma with a huge crossbody. And then after the match, Doki's just like, hey, Ishii, we ain't done, bitch. Let's go.
After the match, Just 5 Guys theme, right, too. So Taichi's like, well, I'm going to take my pants off. And he tells Yuya, you do too. You take your pants off too. And Yuya's like, what do you mean? And he's like, take your pants off. And so Yuya just cannot stop laughing. And Taichi takes his pants off, So more to that. To be continued. So because that comes back on the next
like a soap opera cliffhanger.
That's right. Next week on the Young and the Wrestlers,
neighbors,
the Just and the Five.
Young and the Wrestlers. There you go. That's fucking. I don't know if you meant to say that, but that's gold.
I did not. So you're better than me. The Young and the Wrestlers,
and you know it.
You know, some fucking indie has done that before, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the name of 10 indie shows, I'm sure. But anyway, next week we have a very strange phenomenon. This is like, I'm kind of like, what's going on? This is match 4 we're about to talk about. And referee Marty Asami is out in match 4. And I think Kenta Sato is like, some kind of coup is going on here. He's got Sakamoto on his team. Maybe Red Shoes is leaning. I don't know. I don't like it. Don't like it.
Next thing you know, Kenta Sato, Marty will unlock the bus door, and then Kenta Sato's already sitting in the bus.
He's already sitting there. Marty's he drops his thermos. He can't believe it. So, all right. Next, Luke, this match is ref by Marty Sami. Is Goto and Tiger Mask versus Ishimori and Chase Owens. So Goto's a loser who loses, and I'm hoping for another Ishimori pin victory on him, but that, of course, is not to be. Chase Owens attacks Goto for the bell. Oh, no. And Ref Chumpy, he doesn't like it, but he's like, okay. And he's like, well, all right. Which I think is funny. But Tiger Mask is in versus Ishimori until Chase grabs a leg. And, like, Tiger Mask is rolling. Like, he's fucking Ishimori up, and then Chase grabs a leg. And that was like, So there's lots of scarf measuring going on in this match, too, which I found interesting. Mm-hmm. I bet you Milano Collection 18 knows all about that and probably has a lot of things to say.
It's very important to have the right length of scarf, Tom Baker. I'm looking at you, mate.
Tiger Mask hits a really, really bad looking crossbody on Chase Owens and then tries some fuck your arm. Sneaky roll up, and Tiger Mask almost wins. Jewel heist for 2 on Tiger Mask, and then there's a package pile driver, and Chase pins Tiger Mask, which makes me very sad. I don't like seeing that. You know?
No, it feels wrong. It does. Oh, and I've got this match. Right. It's Shooter Umino tagging with 2 losers. Yo and Togi Makabe. Or Piss Boy and Burger Man. The Unchained Burger Gorilla.
The Unchained Burger Gorilla.
Versus Show and 2 gigantic fucking pricks. One's bigger than the other. No, it's Show, Red Narita, and come on, man. He heard, he's got heat with us from night 2, this man. It's that son of a bitch, Yoshinobu Kanemaru. I love him. It is, look, everyone. Yo and Show about to start. Come on, man. Show just tags out to Ren immediately. This is really cool because we get to see Yo get beat up for a long time and get to see And my favorite part of this match is when Red Narita grabs the shit out of Yo, and then Show just comes in and just starts stomping him. That was fucking awesome. And then Red Narita does me another solid. I'm like, oh, all right. Red Narita obviously wants to get over with the Aussie host of the Never Open podcast, obviously, because Makabe gets spanned in the face. Awesome. Then he gets double crossed by Ren for the 1, 2, 3. So fantastic pro wrestling right there. I get to see Show just do this fucking amazing silly little spot on Yo that makes me laugh. And then I get to see Makabe lose. What more do you want out of wrestling, everybody? What more do you want?
And Makabe was like lazy as fuck in this match. Like, I don't usually say something like that, but man, come on, dude. He was like, he barely lifting his arm up for the lariat. Like, come on, dude. What are we doing? It was so funny. I enjoyed the beginning of this match where Yo is like taunting Show with the belt. And so Show's like, can't get to it. So what's he do? He complains to Marty. He's like, oh, I can't do that. It's so funny. I love complaining to the ref about things that the ref could never control. It's always a good heel move. So
yeah, absolutely.
That was fun. But also in that match, I do want to mention that there was a part where like Ren Narita tagged in and he thought he had the advantage, but Shota Umino just launched him into space with a suplex. Wow, it was an amazing suplex. So we got some good shit going on in these matches.
Yeah.
But next, Luke, Kenta Sato struts out to the ring, and I don't even know what's going on. I can't believe it. How is he usurping Marty? Maybe
it's against the law.
Who does he think he is? Anyway, this match is fantastic. It's Catch 2-2 and Newman versus Tsuji, Bushi, and Hiromu. Holy crap, this is good stuff. So which team is the future Stank Belt champion? I mean, that's what you're asking yourself, right? So Hiromu and Akira start the match with some blistering Pace Juniors pro wrestling. There's a big dive from Akira, and the crowd is silent because fuck you, that's Naito's friend.
That's right, man. You don't fuck with Naito's friend. What are you doing? This is Act City. Naito pays his taxes.
He doesn't care if the security is visible or not. So
No, that's why they weren't visible. They were fucking, hey, Naito's here. Like this with the fucking cameras.
oh
Meanwhile,
man,
the guy can't put his fucking yet in the parking meter.
this match has a funny thing about it where, like, Akira doesn't get cheered for his big dive, right? So United Empire, maybe they're going to lean into this heel shit, but no, Lij are heels immediately. So it's great. They just start beating the fuck out of Akira while Newman leans in for like babyface hot tag, right? We get more great stuff from Akira and Hiromu. I mean, it's just fantastic. Bushi and TJP in for, like TJP gets the face wash, mild reaction. You know what I mean? Usually they go nuts for that. But here, they don't really like it that much. So we get some TJP versus Tsuji in this match, which is pretty fun. That's some good stuff right there.
Yeah.
Then Milano giggles while we get the like Prince of Pace shit, and it's like it's back. Remember when Newman first started coming around and we're like, well, who can do this shit with him? And it was always like Tsuji. Anytime they wrestled, Lij, it was Tsuji doing it. So we get to see that again, which is fun. It's even better than it was before. I loved it. Anyway, Catch 2-2 come in for a triple team, but eventually Tsuji is alone with Newman. Sorry, Newman. His jeans are blasted all over the arena.
Oh, fucking
probably hit the security
neck
guard.
and chest, man. Fuck.
Yes, yeah, and their head and shoulders, knees, and toes. But I just want to mention that watching this match, Newman has like a special ability, right? And it's not, I don't think we've talked about this at all. So it's kind of hard to explain, but he has this like full body snap thing that he can do where like there's a couple times in this match where he's supposed to float over or like somebody picks him up for a suplex, but they could both go up and come back down. And you just watch him in those spots because his body is like looks like Kenny Omega. Like that. It's like Kenny Omega does that. And there's only a few other guys that really kind of have that amount of like whole entire body snap. And he really put it on display in this match. Like every time he was taking a move or something like that, you're like, God damn, this guy is going to be something else. So got to put him over. After the match, TJP acts like he's going to challenge Tsuji for something.
No, I don't want that.
Just going into business for himself, I guess.
Yeah. Actually, Callum, the crowd was not against him getting in some moves against Naito's friends, I will admit. Basically, because everyone wants to see him get his first win to the point where, like, sure, against Gene Blast, yeah, all right, it's not happening, but we'll allow it at this point, even if this is a LIJ country. So
that's funny.
Oh my goodness. Next, we have. See, the first time I wrote in this note, I'm like, Naito and Shingo versus Evil Dicks. I'm like, yay! But it's not. It's Tetsuya Naito and Shingo Takagi versus Evil, our never open champion. And fucking Yujiro.
I mean, it's pretty good. 3 out of 4 ain't bad, as the song goes.
That's right. Yeah. But,
Meatloaf.
Hey. Yeah, that's definitely how the song goes. See, he said best 2 out of 3 ain't bad, and then the other person was like best out of 5. Like,
Meatloaf rules, by the way. Fantastic.
Yeah. Don't be sad.
His music,
right? I know what you mean. But an amazing rack in Fight Club. I will say that. He's great, but dude. So for some reason, for the AFL Grand Final, right? One year they got Meatloaf to sing there, and this isn't fucking Meatloaf in the 70s or the 80s, or even Bat Out of Hell 2 in the early 90s. No, this is like a couple, like 4 or 5 years ago, and he was fucking shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody gets old, Luke. Even Meatloaf, even a guy named Meatloaf. I mean, shockingly enough,
art out of hell that time. Anyway, so yeah, but he still rules. Anyway,
well, my mom
he just doesn't
Willie
Aussie
Nelson.
rules.
My mom loves Willie Nelson. It's like her favorite, right? And he's like 100 fucking years old, and like he's always been good. I mean, his music's it's not hard, so he can rock it. And like she saw him a couple years ago. She was like, I think I'm done seeing Willie Nelson. She's like, I want to remember him how he was. So
Yeah. Yep.
These things happen.
Absolutely. Where was I? Oh yeah, it's Naito and Shingo versus Evil and Yujiro, and this match is fine. I'm really liking the Evil Shingo chemistry. It's really cool stuff, and I don't think Shingo's winning, which is also a thing. I feel like they're going to draw out this whole Evil's got the Never Open title and taking it hostage for a lot longer, but I do get to see. This is a weird thing, right? This is like the semi-main event. So you expect, even though it's a house show, brother, you expect like, all right, we're gonna see a fucking Destino, maybe a Made in Japan, a fucking, Last of the Dragon, something like that.
Yeah.
Nah. Yujiro has reached bottom rung bitch status by losing to a pumping bomber, which is probably... Actually, I'm not even mad about that. Like, it's Yujiro. Yeah, fucking whack him, get him out of there.
Why are you worried about it?
Yeah, why am I complaining? But
you don't want to see Yujiro try to take one of those other moves anyway. You know what I mean? Let's let the pros do that.
Yeah,
that's not.
He's a coaster for sure.
Oh man, we're talking all kinds of shit today. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But there was a really fun thing in this match where it was like a cheating merry-go-round, where it's like, so like I don't know, Evil pulls a leg, so Naito pulls a leg, and then it went back and forth like that a bunch, and there was some creative shit in there. It was pretty fun. But Luke, it is time to talk about the main event, which is the King of Pro Wrestling Rural Revitalization match, which is it's something else, right? Tonga Loa versus Great Khan, United Empire. They come out with Great Khan and Jato's out with Tonga Loa, and it's 3 rounds. Round 1 is who can get the most pins. Now, while I'm watching it, it's in Japanese, so I'm not sure how that's going to work out. And as we talk through it, I'll explain how I realized it. That's the first round. Round 2 is an eel dumpling eating competition, or I'm not sure. I guess that's what they said, eel, but they look like dumplings or whatever to me. So
yeah, I think they're called gyozas in Japan.
Okay, then
it's the same thing, pretty much.
So round 3 is a strap match, but it's different than other strap matches. You have to touch all 4 corners, but you don't have to do them in succession. You just have to do it, right? Which is probably cut down on time. So
and just so Tonga Loa doesn't get confused about which corners he's touched and which one he hasn't, there's photos of both wrestlers on each corner. Just grab the photo. I
mean, I thought that was a way to visually.
Yeah.
So
I know. I'm just
there's a problem. You're good, man. And there's a problem with this first part. And there's a lot of problems, but there's like the biggest problem for me is that they don't have the scoreboard on the screen. So I don't realize until halfway during this match that it's consecutive pins. So if I pin you for 1, that goes up on the board, right? So the match, I'm not going to go back and watch it again, but I bet you the match would have made a lot more sense if I knew that. But that's my fault for not knowing Japanese. So I need more Dua Lipa. We all do. But so anyway, so here we go. It's how many pin counts you can get, not how many 3 counts you can get. So Tonga Loa respects the rope break at the beginning, and Great Khan pulls his hair. So he's the heel. So we're doing forearms for a bit. It's not bad, but then shoulder tackles, and Great Khan sells enough for both of them. It's like when you're pregnant and you got to eat for both people, right? You know what I mean? It's like that. So Tonga Loa lariats Great Khan over the ropes, and they fight around the ring, and Tonga Loa does this patented refusal to take a guardrail bump. And we have some things to talk about here. So from my point of view, I was obviously interested in watching Tonga Loa take a guardrail bump because it's always fucking funny. So he didn't quite dive over it. He hit it a little bit and then went over like it's the ropes, right? We've seen him in the past just do anything to avoid those things. And I get it. I wouldn't want to do anything with this either. But what's so weird is that he kind of crumbles on the ground. He's selling, and he's like moving a little bit over. Great-O-Khan comes over, starts like throwing the fucking cheapo barricades on him, and he starts selling his knee. Tonga Loa starts selling his knee.
I wonder if that
I don't know
plays
why.
into more of the match.
Why? I didn't understand, because I'm like, no one hit your knee. You ran into the guardrails, and like maybe your hip hurts a little bit or something.
This was my brain, right? My thought process was like, I'm like, oh shit, to the metaphorical person next to me. Look at this. Tonga Loa was going to do a guardrail bump.
It's always fun.
And it's almost like I could see his thought process is like, all right, I know I fucked up and I just jumped right over it last time. So, all right, hit the rail. Just a little bit, but just a little bit. Done. Now flip. Yes, I nailed it. Oh, my knee. I was like, that's my interpretation of his thought process. Like, got to touch it, but only a little bit, just enough to like.
We're gonna say a lot of things that we don't like about this match, right? But that conversation we just had, I love about this match, and that's why this match is kind of awesome, because there's a lot of stuff to talk about, and it's kind of like entertaining in a way that it shouldn't be. So, Great-O-Khan throws all the plastic rails on the guy whose knee is hurt for some reason, and then back in the ring, and we hear 5 minutes gone, so Great-O-Khan scores a 2 count with an arm drag, right? So he's up to nothing. Pretty funny. He scores a 2 count with an arm drag. I don't realize yet that it's consecutive pins. So I'm like, why the fuck is he doing that, right? So Great-O-Khan sits on Tonga Loa's head in the corner, but no, Tonga Loa gets out and he punches Great-O-Khan. And then there's this really bad lariats in the corner from Tonga Loa. I mean, they're like worse than Roman Reigns ever did. I mean, this is bad news right here. So top rope crossbody that was worse than Tiger Masks earlier in the show. So. And then there's this absolutely awful kickouts as Great-O-Khan tries to spam the pin. And now then I realize what's going on, that, okay, he's trying to spam the pin so that he can get, but Tonga Loa is too slow and it looks like dog shit. So ground cobra for a rope break spot. Why are you putting the ground cobra on the guy? They made it seem like
you gotta get pins.
Yeah, so they made it seem like here at the end that if you get a hold on and somebody like taps out, that's worth like a lot more points or something like that. Like that's worth 2, like, which is probably what the rules are. I didn't read them.
Bullshit
I don't
points.
know.
Then but for me, a tap out's like 10 points.
So
you got to keep him in the fucking hold for ages before he taps. Well, I want 10 points.
I maybe forgot to mention it's a 10-minute time limit. So Here we are. Tonga Loa gets a big lariat with 1 minute left. Spear, and it's bad. And Tonga Loa gets a 5 count, right? So he puts in the crossface. So I guess a tap out scores for more points, and it just ends. And the score is, and then we see the scoreboard out of nowhere. 9-8. Tonga Loa is up 1. Like, okay, I guess so. I didn't really that didn't register until like the very end. So.
Are you trying to tell me Great-O-Khan laid down for 5 for the worst spear on earth?
It was bad.
Think of every wrestler of all time, everyone listening right now or watching me. Think of everyone you've ever seen ever do a fucking spear ever. Who do you think in your brain does the worst spear? Wrong. It's Tonga Loa. 5 count? Why couldn't that be an ape shit? Obviously, it couldn't be a fucking sacrifice because he fucking missed and fall over.
He tried it.
All right.
You're
making this first 10 minutes sound amazing, and I wish I watched this with you. I really do, because maybe then I'd have gotten more out of it, because I was completely ungripped. I felt like not only was I not gripped, I was dropped and on my way falling. Fucking Tonga Loa was gone for the sacrifice and fallen on top of me. That's how ungripped I am. And I'm just like, oh my God. One thing I do see is Great-O-Khan thinking like, you could probably get a better match out of me. Yeah. And I have no wrestling skills. Oh, that's my God.
Challenge. You hear that, Tonga Loa? Luke just said he could wrestle better.
Hey, All right. I might not be able to do the first portion of the match better than Tongolo. I'll give him that. I'd ace the fucking eating challenge part. Because at least I could be like, fuck, like that. Instead of Tongolo is just like, I'm eating.
I mean, the qualifier always is, well, I mean, if I had the years of experience, then we can all say that. But
he's 41. What do you mean years of experience?
Yeah, he's been around a long time doing the wrestling. I haven't,
fucking falling upwards.
So that was bad. And next we have something that isn't bad, but it's kind of just like, why? It's round 2, the eating competition. So Red Shoes, he sets up a table and they just sit there eating. It's not very entertaining at all. Great O'Con wears like a rag on his head, which is cool. And he's like in his element. That is one thing I noticed. He was entertaining during this because we love him.
He is a fucking treasure.
But he's like, well, I love eating a shit ton of food. Brother, sit me down. He's just having a blast, right? That show is so funny, man.
Yeah. See, this match, imagine how much goofy fun. Like, I must say, imagine if Taichi was next to him for the eating thing. Like, the acting just there. Or Yano. Yeah. Just the fucking... And maybe Yano, when Goto Khan and the ref's not looking, stuffs a fucking gyoza in his shorts or something like that, Right. Something like that. Anything. But he is wrestling and eating next to a fun vacuum. Unless he's watching, then he's absolutely fucking incredible to watch because I just can't stop crying.
Great O'Con has like a secret trick to get more food down. He stands up and like pushes his belly and like makes it. It's so funny. And Tongaloa seems to hate the food too. Like there seems to be an element that maybe Tongaloa doesn't like eel or something like that too, which was at least a little bit. Maybe I was reading it, but Great O'Con loves it. Sakamoto helps count the remaining dumplings after the time expires, right? And Great O'Con is like. He is selling. He is full, and Tongaloa acts like he's going to vomit. Great O'Con wins this round, of course. I mean, it's clear. And you can tell when you look at the 2 plates who ate the most dumplings. It was Great O'Con. So.
Can I just interject for 1 second? I just remembered this, right? All right. So Andy's making this match sound amazing, everyone. I was mostly bored. There's 2 reasons. Well, I watched the match. And Andy accidentally, he doesn't do it often, but I do it sometimes. He does it sometimes. He accidentally spoiled the finish. Not the finish, but who wins. And yes, I'm not surprised that Great O'Con will win this match. But knowing for sure it eliminated the one kind of tiny slither of interest suspense that I had. And I was just like, fuck me. Can you hurry up? This match took 40 minutes.
Yeah, it was really long.
Tongaloa, 40 minutes, singles match. What are you doing?
Well, they did a lot of stuff. I'm very sorry that I spoiled Great O'Con versus Tongaloa in an eating competition. Sorry, my bad. I didn't know you cared. But anyway, that was actually my bad. I apologize. But round 3 is a strap match, right? So we don't know how this is going to work. We don't know it, but we see that every turnbuckle pad has a picture of each wrestler on there, right? And that is how they're going to do this, is you're going to have to rip your picture down, or you have to touch it, and then the ref comes over and rips it off, right? So anyway, so they both just struggle to stand, too, because they're so full of food, you see. And there's a very, very long tug of war to start. And really, this match is one long... tug of war.
Can I interject one more time? Can you imagine Yano in this match? Imagine Great O'Con only needs one more photo, and so he does something to Great O'Con, low blow or something like that. Then he goes over to the turnbuckle that only has the Great O'Con photo on it, undoes it, fucking piffs it into the crowd, and then now Yano can go and get each of the corners, because that's the only corner Yano's managed to get his own photo off, and now he can go get the other 3 easily, and Great O'Con, in order to win, now has to drag Yano out of the ring and into the crowd. Instead, we
I
got
mean,
this.
you could get some tape out. I mean, there could be a lot of fun stuff there, right? So this match is not. This is all just a big long tug of war.
Not as
so
good
it's
as what I just said.
right. So the refs, like, they post the photos, like I said, and you're not fucking with the all 4 in a row rules, which actually I like this better as a concept, because when you have the regular strap match, it's like, you have to hit all 4 in a row. So if the ref is like, well, you lost the momentum, then suddenly you have to go back and start all over again, which leads to a very long match. So they were like, fuck that shit here. So there is no wrestling for a very long time.
No,
it is.
It's like they're on a fucking rowing machine.
It's just 2 dudes slowly trying to yank each other into a corner. It's so funny.
It's like the strap match equivalent of the fucking death match on the grass.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, this is a classic, just like that. So Tongalo finally gets one, and and then he gets 2, right? And there's a fun part where they're like each threatening to kick each other in the gut, and they're like, "No, don't kick me in the gut," which is pretty funny. I thought that was good. So
there are a couple funny spots in this last portion too, where Khan is trying to hold it in.
This is when I'm realizing, I kind of knew this already. This is 100% a comedy match. There is no intention of anything but comedy here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm not mad, but the wrestling is real bad. So it's supposed to be, though, I think, a little bit in some cases. So Great-O-Khan gets his second corner, and now it's 2-2, right? They do have a little scoreboard. And so Great-O-Khan uses the strap to strangle Tongaloa a whole bunch of times, and I like that part. But he pushes Great-O-Khan back into the corner, causing him to sell like he's going to puke. And I hope there is a you puke and you lose stipulation. We don't know, but I'm imagining there is, because that's
in my head canon. Watching this match, I was totally like, if he pukes, he deserves to lose or something.
Right.
Like that. That should be a stip, right?
He's gonna. Yeah, but
yeah.
Great-O-Khan hits a right jab right to Tongaloa's gut, and Milano just loses his mind. It's so funny. Great-O-Khan gets his third corner, so now it's 3-2. Great-O-Khan, he's in the lead. Great-O-Khan punches and chokes Tongaloa over and over, stomps on his head, but he can't drag the dead weight to the final corner or to a good match. Low blow with a stomp, and Great-O-Khan is hurt real bad here, because his strength down there. So Tongaloa gets his third, by tying it up at 3. The camera work in this match is real bad at times too, where like you think Great-O-Khan bites Tongaloa, but you can't really tell because we're just looking at Tongaloa's back, and it's like, what are we doing? So that was disappointing. Usually they always are on point there, but sacrifice knee. But it doesn't. Great-O-Khan, it's not executed well, but the idea is that what they're trying to do, with the story they're trying to tell, is he tries to sacrifice knee, but Great-O-Khan claws the leg, right? So Tongaloa, claws him, climbs up his head to his head with the claw, hits the fucking Dominator. The crowd in United Empire cheer him on as he crawls to the final corner, winning the match. Great-O-Khan is still the king of pro wrestling.
Thank fucking fuck for that. Oh my goodness. Dude, I feel like Andy would have been bracing himself, maybe double thick, extra soundproofing headphones or something. Maybe turn the volume down, because if Tongaloa had won that match, Andy would have been like, I'm just going to put Luke on mute for a bit, because, yep, looks like he's yelling. I'll just put it up for a little bit. No, he's still going. I'll put him back down. Yep. And he's finished. Yeah, all right, cool. So, yes, this match is... Look, not Great-O-Khan's fault. I challenge any wrestler, any promotion in the world to do any form of match that goes for 30 minutes plus. I don't care if it's a King of Pro Wrestling match, a normal match, any rules match you want. I challenge any wrestler on this fucking planet to wrestle Tongaloa for 30 plus minutes and make it a fucking amazing. So, I'm not putting any shade on Great-O-Khan at all. He fucking busted his ass, and I think he's a tremendous wrestler who is really talented and can bring a lot of good stuff out of other wrestlers as well. But it's Tonga. This match was barely watchable, and any of it was. You make it sound like a strap match, and it is technically. Describe the fucking strap. It is. How long is it?
Not long. And the idea is with the strap match or a chain match or whatever it is, you want it at least the length of the ring so you can run, right? You know, if you don't have it the length of the ring, this thing's like 3 feet long. So it's a legit strap match, though, as far as they are stuck together. And at least seeing, and you can't have a strap match, though, that like, you know, having it the length of the ring also kind of fucks up the gimmick a little bit. So I at least appreciate that. I don't know. I'm trying to defend this for some reason. I don't know why. So.
Man. Yeah.
Oh, man. I like talking about it.
Yeah. I knew this match would be, no matter how fucking bad it was for me to sit through, I knew this part would be actually fun. Kind of like watching a really boring movie and then getting to rag about it with and stuff. So,
well, it was kind of like a house show anyway, where they just put this up on World because it had this match on it. Because because it's a title match. So
yeah, Ian was like, "Hey, there's a house show up," and I'm like, "Do we have to watch that, Mr. Andy?" And you're like, "Yeah, man, there's a fucking title match on it." Oh,
I liked it.
Yeah,
I liked it. I had fun. Now, Luke, you're often upset about things, but in particular, you're upset about something that I am interested to hear about because it relates to a wrestler we both love and I used to love, Jay White.
Oh, I haven't mentioned it on our chat. I haven't mentioned it on the Tweety. I'm saving it for right fucking here. Because guess what, everyone? I watched a 30-minute match between Tongaloa with Tongaloa in it, and it wasn't the worst match I watched this week because I watched Dynamite. Did I find things entertaining in Dynamite? Yes. Did I find it hard to find anything entertaining after a certain fucking 10 minutes aired? Yes, I did. Because I'm watching 60-year-old Billy Gunn dominate Jay White for 10 minutes. Jay White got about as many moves as Shoma fucking Kato did in his Jeff Cobb match. That's no offense, nothing. And then he loses by DQ to Billy Gunn.
Who's the heel?
For real?
Who's the heel?
It's supposed to be Jay White.
What? Isn't he supposed to beat the babyface up and like?
What the fuck are they doing?
And then like he wins by DQ. The babyface is supposed to win by DQ. What?
Just because he's not in Japan anymore doesn't mean he's not, in my opinion, fucking best. I'm sorry, AEW fans, but as far as I'm concerned, like I would rather watch Jay White wrestle on your program, on AEW programming, than Okada, than Ospreay, and Kenny Omega. I'm sorry, like Jay White, I felt like, I don't know. He's a suplex machine. He's charismatic. He's fucking awesome. He plays to everyone at the same time. He's just got this something that I just think is incredible. And the others kind of, they have it in different ways, but he's got this certain something that I don't see that often. Maybe Evil has it in some degree, but he's got a whole bunch of a crew behind him who are also doing things like that. So they all kind of piggyback of it. Whereas Jay, his Bullet Club members would used to be just sitting up here on the ready to get tagged while he's over there going, "Hey, Abe, you're shit. Hey, Milano, you suck balls too. Hey, commentators, you're the fucking worst. Except for you, Gino, you're all right. Things like that. He'd fucking kind of play everyone at the same time. Like he was there to entertain everybody. And I would rather see him, like he should be getting, like, I don't think he should be getting maybe as crazy a spotlight as say Ospreay's getting, because Jay's heel. But he should be one of your top heels in the company.
He should beat up Will Ospreay while Ospreay's debuting or something, or fuck something up for your top guy, right?
But see, the thing is, they've already got something in plan for Okada. They've already put gold, important gold on him. I'm sorry, I don't count Ring of Honor gold as important gold in AEW. It's important in Ring of Honor, so fuck off with that shit, right? I don't watch Ring of Honor. Sorry, I've watched too much wrestling as it is, and Charity will be like, "You fucking kidding? You're not watching? No, we're watching Traders. Get out of here."
Putting her foot down. You gotta watch Traders. I get it.
Yeah. So I watch, and it feels like they've already got shit to do with fucking Ospreay. Guess what he's doing? He's going to wrestle Bryan Danielson in the next pay-per-view. Okay. Okada, they've already put a gold on him, so they've got stuff for him to do. Jay White, they've had him for a fucking year now. What are you doing? What are you doing? When you had him in this heel gimmick against MJF and all that kind of stuff, fuck, that was great. That was even though we lost the match, that was still some really cool stuff. And you've just had, why'd you hire this man? And just to do nothing with him.
Yeah. Well, that's
maybe it boggles my mind unless it turns out he's a secret prick. But I don't know. And also, why is he there if he can't even do work with their partner company in Japan? Why is he even there? Like Forbidden Door, Jay can't do that show. Bye. Can't have him on strong shows. Nah, you had him lose to Eddie for forever. Why did you do that? Was he supposed to go? I saw a dumb tweet and it stuck in my head. I was like, was he always supposed to go to WWE, but he didn't, and so no one's really got plans for him and stuff? Like, what happened? What is going on? I usually don't care about speculation and shit this much. Like, it's not my bag, but Jay's my boy. What are you doing? All
right. I understand. You're upset. And like, I always had speculation that Jay White was going to work on American television. Not because of him, because of the system and how that works there, right? So and how it's presented and like how does that character even translate? It doesn't, right? They had to change it a bunch and like add a bunch of things and it's always scary when your favorite wrestler gets accoutrement, right? It's like, we need to give this guy something. Let's give him this. Let's give him that. Let's give him that. Meaning we're going to give him people around him. We're going to do this. It's just kind of scary. And I think that they just haven't figured that out, how to do that. But I feel like the system of how their model works as far as it's just the new thing. Everybody's the new thing. Every week it's a new announcement every time. And that's the chase of being an entertainment company. I get it.
Where's my Jay versus Moxley? Where's my Jay versus Pentagon? Where's my Jay versus, like, well, for me, Pentagon's a top guy, even though he's not. He's one of my favorite wrestlers on the planet. Where's my fucking Jay White versus Bryan Danielson? Where's my fucking Jay White versus Claudio Castagnoli? Where's Jay White getting some fucking revenge on Eddie Kingston, who made it so he can't ever wrestle in New Japan anymore? Hey, he's contracted. He's not contracted to New Japan, Mr. Kingston. He's contracted to fucking AEW. So you're allowed to beat him up. It's not brain science or rocket surgery up in here.
Well, maybe they'll hire you one day if you yell loud.
I've got lots of bad ideas because I want everyone to go over.
Right.
But I know how to do a dumb eating contest and a dumb fucking 4-photo fucking match better. Just put Yano in the bloody thing. And I know how to book my boy Jay White. If I'm going to book anyone for an wins all the time kind of thing, he's the one.
Yeah. He should win every match. You're right. But he definitely shouldn't be losing to Billy Gunn. Well, I guess he did win, but he lost.
No, he lost via DQ.
Oh, so he lost via DQ. Okay, so that makes a little more sense. Okay. I thought you were saying Billy Gunn lost via DQ, and he was the face. But anyway, all right, so that was our Jay White interlude, and I am sad to hear it's not working out, but
fucking disaster.
So, we have another show to talk about. It's another Road To Sakura Genesis show, and it's at Kurgan Hall. We have Chris Charlton on commentary, so I went to Japanese only immediately. And I'm just kidding, but I'm not. But the opening match, Luke, is Shomakato and Murashima versus Evil and Yujiro. And oh my god, Ichiro and Evil, they just fuck up Murashima and the two young lions. They actually get a double drop kick at the beginning. But this is some boring shit right here. So, Yujiro hits a fisherman suplex for 2 and pulls Kato's head up at 2. We don't need any more match. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was it.
That is some heel shit right
there. That
is
some major House of Torture shit, isn't it?
So he's like, oh, not only am I going to give you more match, but I'm going to brab this kid. So he major brabbage. You know, Murashima breaks it off and throws Evil to the outside. And that was like a big pop. The crowd was like, holy shit, because Evil.
Oh, the crowd is so into the young lions beating these two assholes as well.
That's great. So Kata gets a bunch of roll-ups on Yujiro, and but Yujiro beats him after hitting a lariat and Big Juice, busting out Big Juice for the young lions.
Let me get this straight, Yujiro. The night before, you job out like a bitch to a pumping bomber, and then the next night, you need to use your top move to pin the youngest of the young lions, or one of the two newest of the young lions. Yeah, you suck, Yujiro. Oh man, I kind of thought in my head too that like Tony Khan, saw the booking of Jay White, and he did a sacrifice knee on it and fell on top of it and kind of shit on it. Anyway, I'm sorry, everyone. Anyway, let's. Look, this match, this will cheer me up because I like this match. It is Bolton Oleg, Ryusuke Taguchi, Tiger Mask, Hiroyoshi Tenzan, Toriyano, and just 5 guys.
Good times.
We get Oleg and Taka being fucking funny again, and Yuya having to make the save. And Ishii's not in this match, so what's Doki going to do? Oh, he's going to go. He just fucking goes Tenzan. Doki's like, do you know who I am? I pinned one of Naito's friends. Fuck you. Also, I've got the best body. Also, fucking bang. Man, he's just making me laugh, man. I'm loving this side of Doki because we all know he can do heel shit, lucha shit, awesome suplexes, stuff, but just seeing him do funny shit just makes me fucking laugh. I love seeing this other side to Doki. And I think it's like all the other Just 5 guys has kind of brought it out for him too. Because they're all tough motherfuckers, but they all want to make you laugh and shit too. So
they're goofing off. They're always goofing off. It's the best.
And look, despite me loving this match, my notes are fairly the same as the night before. Oleg and Taka. Doki goes the big guy. Sonata rolls Yano around. And Yuya makes Tiger Mask look good before a giant-ass crossbody for the 3. I had a good time.
We get a little peck popping after the match from Taichi and Sonata, which is like, that's how they became friends. It was the peck poppings. Pecking and popping.
They peck pops, and then they were like, why do birds suddenly appear?
Also, just next time on, from last time, on the Never Open podcast, we talked about Yuya, Taichi being like, "Hey man, why don't you take your pants off when I take mine off?" And Taichi's like, "Let's do it. Like, come on!" And Yuya won't do it.
Even Sonata's laughing this time.
Yeah,
go on.
Taichi has this thing too that he's been doing lately. Is when he gets in the ring, he just kind of finds the camera and just kind of stares at it. Right, and kind of like slowly stares down the camera. And in this match, Taguchi got in the way and like looked into the camera. And he called out Taichi at the beginning. That was fun. Anyway, so next, Luke, we have Yoshihashi and Desperado.
What the fuck are you doing to poor El Desperado? What? I know. I feel like this is one dead horse you don't mind me beating. What are you? You shouldn't be having him tagged with dorks.
Yeah, he's hanging out with nerds, and they are facing the team of Chase Owens and Ishimori. Everybody fights. It's always nice to see some like El Desperado, versus Ishimori. They are the mirror image of each other, and it's tremendous. So Bullet Club, they fuck up El Desperado's arm, of course, and Yoshihashi gets a hot tag and a big comeback, and he yells a bunch. And we get a fiery Desperado babyface like thing with one arm, where he's like coming back with one arm, and I like that. Yoshihashi is a true leader, bossing Desperado around. And Ishimori wins with a sort of like pop-up low blow and like Gato clutch thing on Desperado. Yeah. And Milano Collection AT lost his mind at the Gato clutch.
We're watching this match, and I write to you straight away. I'm like, if Yoshihashi pins Ishimori, I'm going to be pissed off. Followed up with, if Chase Owens pins El Desperado, I'm going to be pissed off.
Yeah.
And thankfully, it was either Despy or Ishimori pinning each other. I'm all right with it. I wouldn't mind a bit of a Despy Ishimori feud going forward.
It's always awesome, man. Always awesome.
Oh, dude, their chemistry is off the charts, and they made this match incredibly watchable because I don't care about this Bullet Club Bishamon feud. It's fucking boring. What? And I don't care about it.
The Fishermen are the most interesting men on earth. They're so entertaining, Luke.
Yeah, when you read their diaries, they're fucking, stand back, Stephen King, fucking, and others that have written books. Stand back, Garth Marenghi. You got fucking...
Stand back, Robert Jordan. I mean,
well, he has to lay back. I guess he's in the ground. But anyway, next we have a trios gauntlet match.
But so confusing. I was watching Japanese commentary, so I didn't know what the fuck was going on here. So I was so confused by this match.
Yeah, I was too. And I'm just like, why are we delaying the stank belt crowning? Just crown it. It stanks. Like this.
It's stinking.
The stankening.
So it is.
These three teams involved in a gauntlet match. Usually, like for a gauntlet match, you need like I don't know, at least 4 teams, maybe minimum. Yeah. So it's a bit weird. It's a tiny gauntlet, but the participants are Kevin Knight, Kushida, and Tomohiro Ishii, which is a pretty solid team, actually. I like it.
Team.
Yeah, I was just trying to come up with something to say about that team. And
Chaos All-Stars,
Yeah. My first thought was, actually, that's a fucking gnarly team. Let's go. Next, we have Callum Newman and Catch 22, Francesco Akira, and TJP. Also, not a bad team, except Callum's a liability because he can't win. He's not allowed to.
Oh.
And then the third team. So the winner of Knight, Kushida, and Ishii, and Callum and Catch 22 will face Gato, Driller Baloney, and Clark. I can't stop saying Baloney now because
it's
of you
funny.
And Clark Connors. So there we go. That's this match. I'm confused, and I'm listening to the English commentary as well. Maybe I'm not really listening to it because it is Chase Owens and Chris Charlton. It's not my favorite combo at all, really.
Hard,
no, I fucking don't like it at all. What am I saying?
You're really mad. You found out that because Chase Owens, when he joined commentary, he just kind of like walked over there, and you weren't happy.
No,
you were really upset. You almost sent me a Google review. You may have sent me a Google review. I'm not sure,
dude. Because Chris said, "Hey, someone special's joining me for commentary later." I'm like, "Oh, cool." Don't think Chase Owens is fucking special. And I didn't realize you were a heel, Chris Charlton. You fucking asshole.
He kind of is.
Oh. So this first matchup, Kevin Knight, Kushida, and Tomohiro Ishii versus Callum and Catch 22 is fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this is also simultaneously a preview match for the junior tag titles because Driller and Clark have those titles and Catch 22 and the Jet Setters want those titles as well. I don't really believe TGP wants them because he's trying to fucking pick fights with Yota Tsuji and stuff.
Yota Tsuji's busy. Leave him alone. What the fuck?
Yeah. Dude, Yoda could smite him with a single step.
Yeah, he just won the New Japan Cup, and for the fucking TJP's like, yeah, well, oh, you want some? Like,
Just go
no,
fucking
I don't
Magneto
want
on this
any.
motherfucker. Like, yeah,
I don't
what's
want,
the...
what is this? Oh, it's fun.
You
I love
fucking...
when we read into shit. It's the best. It's the best part of wrestling.
Yeah, so there is really cool previous stuff with the Jet Setters and Catch 2-2, but for me, my favorite shit in this match is Ishii and Callum Newman.
Oh yeah,
Fucking hell.
they got history too, you know. So they had that big singles match at Kurgan Hall.
Absolutely.
Fucking
So
Newman almost won.
can Ishii hang like Yoda can? No, but he can definitely hang with Callum here. How does he do that? He bumps like a fucking maniac for Callum Newman, like insane bumps. So it's working. Whatever they're trying to do, I think New Japan's the only company in the world that can have some dude come in and just fucking lose all the time, and they still get over. Like losing streaks in other companies don't really work often. Like it just makes him look like a jobber. But we know he's not a jobber. He's the new guy. A lot of new guys. This is how they start in New Japan, and he's young. You know all this. So, but they're making him look amazing as well. Like Ishii don't have to sell for this fucking newbie, but he does. It's fucking amazing. It's like fast paced never. Yeah. Because you got Ishii taking the fast paced bumps, and then Callum's like the fucking Flash beating his ass up. It's awesome pro wrestling. In fact, in the way they do it in this match, it's like Kushida and Kevin Knight who have to come in to kind of help Ishii because Callum's just so fucking fast, and not because Ishii's slow, but because he's getting his ass kicked. That's why. So they help him out. Some more fucking amazing stuff. Even headbutt to Callum. I'm like, holy shit, yeah, Ishii's not. He's not resting on his laurels. He's going after this guy. He's like, all right, this guy's showing me something, so I'm gonna fucking break out the Never.
He's really mad he wasn't in the finals of the New Japan Cup. He knew how much you wanted him to be there. So
that's right. Now, Luke, this is for you. I'm sorry you had to watch extra Goto matches.
Me too, buddy. I think we're all sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, he fucking lazy cunt wrestled half a tournament. I know it's not his fault, but he did.
But we're burying everybody tonight. Everybody, it's the best.
I've been burying Goto harder than you have the last few weeks.
I know, man.
But Brainbuster on Callum for 3. Yes, we kind of knew that was going to happen. But before much can happen, we hear some of the Junior War Dogs music, but they all fucking run out and they start beating the shit out of the Jet Setters and Ishii.
Beat up Ishii, man.
Oh my god. Yeah, Ishii, because why? Ishii took a beating in the last match, so he's the weak guy in this match. And also, they're not going to pin anyone who's going for the junior titles in a couple of nights. And so you've got to make it between, like, Ishii and Gato are the only two people in this last three. No, it's Gato, isn't it? We all knew that, didn't we? Didn't we?
Yeah.
But this is more about, this last portion of the match is more about War Dogs being like, well, we got to beat the shit out of Jet Setters and fucking and Ishii, we gotta soften people up for all this kind of stuff. So this is really cool shit as well. But Ishii gets beaten up and bumps for ages. He finally gets to fight back, and he has the Jet Setters helping him out. Clark eats a fucking gnarly pounce from Ishii. I'm like, Jesus fuck. And then, hey, Kevin Knight, he pins Gato after doing his spike pile driver, and he gets on the mic and he's like, hey, we all want to beat each other up so bad, let's make this tornado tag. And I'm like, yeah, that'd be cool, let's do it. And Andy's just like, no, must have tradition in my New Japan. Do you not like that?
I just don't like. Okay, I get it, it's a babyface thing. He's like, we're so good, we can just do this. It's a confidence thing, but it's just not favor him, and it makes him look dumb for inviting a situation where Bullet Club can work as 2-on-1. I mean, that's just stupid. So I thought it made him look dumb, but it is like classic white meat babyface stuff, and that is what Kevin Knight is. So that makes sense. But Luke, we got a big announcement right after that match.
Not on the replay, we didn't.
And it was all of the G1 Climax dates and the venues have been announced, and they're going to fucking Dolphins Arena. And Doki's fired up. I'm fired up. You're fired up.
Yeah.
The listeners are fired up. So it's going to be in the June.
Was it July 18th and late on 19th to August 18th or 19th? So there's professionalism there.
I love traditional. You were right before when you said that. This is what I like. Hopefully, it's like 10 people per block. That'd be cool, right?
I hope so. It finishes a week before my birthday, so there's that. Yeah,
it's awesome,
man. It just feels so awesome. It's like it's my favorite tournament, and a lot of it happens like around the time of my birthday and shit too. So I'm just like fucking. It's just like New Japan does it for me. I say that now, but then we get to the last few rounds of the tournament. I'm like, I know what they're doing now.
I don't like that Sonata wins something. But anyway, yes, next, Luke, we do have a singles match. It is a weird, impromptu kind of match. It is Shingo versus Kanemaru. He's going to get through Kanemaru to get to Evil, right? So Chumpy is finally here. I was wondering where he was at the whole night, and here he is, Marty Asami. This match is kind of weird. It's Kanemaru changing it up, and he's like, I'm not worried about your leg, I'm worried about your arm. And he goes, fuck your arm. I don't think I've ever seen that. And so that's like
he doesn't want to get pumping bombed, man. It's like
that's the idea, right? He saw what happened to who was it that got Larry to
Yujiro.
Yeah, there you go. So anyway,
at least we got this match and not Shingo versus Yujiro.
Yeah,
right? Because I like this match.
Kanemaru easily tricks Ref Chumpy so that he can slam Shingo's arm on a chair. It's like, it's like breathing for him. This 8 minutes of fuck your arm before Shingo finally starts coming back. He's smart though. He uses his other arm for offense during his comebacks, right? So Chumpy, oh man, Luke, there's amazing pro wrestling in these matches, and sometimes something happens and it is just incredible. And there is this kind of back and forth where we're going to push the ref, but no, now he's in the way. And Kanemaru fucking hits Chumpy flush with an enziguri, and it is one of the best. It's just one of the best ways you can do that move in that situation. It's incredible.
He got hit in the head, and what's someone's instinct when they get hit in the head? Do the ref thing of right. Cover your face and land.
He is dead, right? But they bump him again just to make sure, which is great. So,
but dude, that was a tremendous bump. I think you were probably waiting for me to watch that part. I messaged you straight away. I was like, motherfucker, this guy took
Marty looked awesome. It was great.
Marty took the best. Oh my god, Kanemaru, that piece of shit, he enziguri's Marty. What a bastard! That's why he's got extra heat with me now. Oh, I loved it. I loved it. Perfect.
Oh, this is great. So Suntory surprise, and Kanemaru can't get the win though. Shingo kicks out. So Kanemaru, Sakamoto had rolled in, and he's now counting the pins. So Kanemaru's like, "Well, you're not going to count my win. Well, fuck you." So he kills him and steals his ref shirt. Right after which, Sakamoto ends the match by DQ, but the match ain't over in Kanemaru's world. So him and Evil, they beat the fuck out of him. It's everything is evil, hits the finish, and then Kanemaru counts the symbolic pin after the match on Shingo. So Evil's won already. Really, They shouldn't even have the match because Evil just won.
Right.
I think we're done. And then Evil gets on the mic and probably says something along those lines.
Yeah. He dude, not only that, all right, if you're going to give me these kind of shenanigans and all that kind of stuff, all right, do something with it, And I want my Never title to be Never, and the story is Evil's got it hostage. So what dirty tricks, what's he going to do? And also, what's he going to do that we haven't fucking seen a billion times? All I knew as soon as I saw fucking Kanemaru put his ref shirt on, I'm like, why is he doing that? And I'm glad he didn't take. Oh, I wish he took Marty's shirt. I want to see how fucking ripped that man is, man.
But Marty, he got kicked in the head so bad. He was so dead, you can't even get the shirt off him, right? No. I mean, that's a fucking waste of time trying to do that. Well, Luke, I see what's coming up here, and here's what I'm thinking: is why don't I talk about this next match? Because I'm sure you don't want to, and then you can talk about this awesome main event. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, this next match, Luke, is in fact your favorite wrestler, Yo, and my favorite wrestler, Shota Umino. I really like him. Versus Sho and Ren Narita. And Yo gets chased around by Sho, and the crowd absolutely loves it. They love this, all right? So, is whatever you feel about it, whatever I feel about it, crowd's fucking digging this shit, right? So, he gives the Yo gives the Sho the belt back before the match. So, but this is a hot match, so hot things are happening, right? And Yo gets his fucking ass kicked for quite a while, and then Ren puts him in a brab, which is good times, right? I love that. Shota gets a big hot tag and Ren Narita versus Ren Narita, which the crowd really wants to see that. So there's a fun spot where Red Shoes catches Sho trying to use the spanner, and Sho's like, "Fuck, man! I was just trying to super kick in the face from Yo." It's great. He's like Sho's trying to explain what happened, and boom, just gets kicked in the face. It was tremendous. And Yo's on fire, but low blow, title shot to the head. No! Push up bra. No! Direct drive, and Yo pins Sho in this decent preview match. Another Yo promo after the match. He pops the crowd. I guess he's a funny guy. He does an impromptu interview using Sho like a puppet, and it's pretty fucking funny. Luke, tell me all about it.
All right, so in case I didn't make it clear, previous match, Kanemaru is going to be the special ref guest. He's going to be the referee for Evil versus Shingo at Sakura Genesis. And at the end of this match, Yo makes Sho promise no cheating at all for his title match.
Okay.
And I don't care if he signs a contract, pinky swears, or anything. As soon as that referee's knocked the fuck out, cheating's going to start. Like, you know it. Except, like, maybe he can't knock the ref out himself. He'll make Yo do it, maybe. So, hey, come here.
That's a good idea. You know, he kind of forces. It's one of those things where he pushes Yo into Marty. You know, maybe you do that at the beginning. You just kind of set it up by pushing him into Marty, and then later on, he fucking super kicks Marty, his head off. His head flies into the front row, and then he's done. Can't even get his ref shirt off.
Absolutely. So, I do like the idea of don't like the idea of it, but it tickles me that in order to get Yo over, they have to use the Sho, thus proving Sho was the best one after all. Sho.
I agree with you, but you know, Yo's kind of coming along here. This character stuff he's been doing for the past year has been fantastic. So.
I haven't just been burying him when I feel like he's done something to tickle me and entertain me. Like, I've put him over. I have. There's evidence of it somewhere. I can't remember any of it, but it's there somehow. Yeah. So yes, we have a fucking awesome main event. There we go. A show that's good from start to finish. It is Hiromu Takahashi and Tetsuya Naito versus Yota Tsuji and Bushi. Now, all I had to do was go, Charity knows vaguely stuff about New Japan, all that kind of stuff. But she knows enough that if I read to her who's in a match, she's like, yeah, all right, Bulgado's getting pinned there, or Gato's getting pinned there, that kind of shit. So I'm like, hey, Charity, guess who's in this match, right? I told her briefly, it's LIJ versus LIJ, because Yota Tsuji's wrist, we all know this. And I'm like, all right, here it is. It's Hiromu and Naito, versus Yota Tsuji and Bushi. And she's like, oh, Bushi, obviously, right?
Right. That's what you're
thinking. I feel like when you watch this match, maybe that's the vibe the wrestlers kind of have, or at least Hiromu and Naito kind of have too. Like, this ain't going to be shit. Because, hey, Yota, oh, you want to come and take my title and stuff, like your tag partner. Like, bitch. And I'm like, all right, you fucking cocky pricks. That's just LIJ. They're going to do that. But at no point, and I feel really bad because I like Bushi, but at no point did I think, well, he's got to prove them wrong. And, here we go. So it's an awesome match, as you expect, but it's one of those awesome matches where in the back of my mind, this is awesome. Gato is getting pinned though. Come on, Gato. Come on, Gato. Come on, Gato. Right? So I'm like, this match is awesome. Like, come on, Bushi. Come on, Bushi. Come on, Bushi. And I just can't. I can't. I just wrote to you as soon as I finished. I'm like, fucking Jesus. Fuck me. Bushi just pinned Hiromu.
Yeah.
And he must have been like, hey, I'm going to take a leaf out of Doki's book and do a pin that is so fucking deep. I don't know how that not only can Hiromu not kick out, but we're getting into the 4 territories, the 5s, the 6s, the 7s, the 8s. He didn't just pin Hiromu. He fucking pinned. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Hiromu. And I love that. I loved it. New Japan will do that. Like, for me, I've had another problem with AEW. Not on pay-per-views, but now that they're increasing the amount of pay-per-views, it feels like this on TV all the time. That every single match they have, I'm like the only exception that show was the stupid fucking Jay White, Billy Gunn thing. But I'm thinking like, there's something going on. But I see all the matches. I'm like, you win, you win, you win, you win. It'll be great, but you're obviously winning. And, and that's pretty much how it is. And it's boring. Throw me some curveballs or something, please. On your weekly television show, please throw me some more curveballs. And then you got this simple tag match. It didn't even have to go this way for me to say it was awesome, because it's fucking awesome. The preview stuff with Yota Tsuji and Tetsuya Naito is absolutely bonkers insane. See, and I just, not only do I get this awesome match, I get this fucking really fun cherry on the cake that is not only something like no one expected, but it makes you think like, are they going to go in another direction with LIJ? Is Yota Tsuji going to Jay White himself as the fucking leader of LIJ? Is this what they're doing? Maybe they're not, because part of me wants Yoda to win because he's awesome, but another part of me is like, come on, man, pull the trigger on the Naito run. Let's go.
I mean,
he deserves it. He's the top guy. Let's go. Let's fucking go. But
got my money on Naito.
Just this simple thing of Bushi pinning Hiromu has been like, oh shit, there's something going on here. And it's just like, it's really cool story stuff. It's fucking awesome. They don't fist bump each other at the start. They just Bushi and Tsuji. It's Naito, and I'm surprised you let me do this match, because I was going to let you do this match because this is your shit the most. But
the crowd really reacts to that. Is that they go to each other's corners, right? Like you're talking about. They do the salute over there while giving each other the side eye. A lot of side eye, a lot of stink eye in this match.
Crowd eats it up, but like at some points, like all of them, I'm pretty sure every member of LIJ both got booed and cheered throughout the course of this match. And that's just incredible. Like, the crowd is behind all 4 men and boos them at the same time. It's like, we love you, but we don't like that.
Don't do that.
It's so fucking good.
Don't do that to him.
Yeah.
Right.
That's Naito's friend. Wait, but you're Naito's friend. What is going on?
God! And the crowd really, I mean, the match really plays into that too, where it's like, there's a lot of really like fast, crisp shit that you expect from LIJ. There's a lot of like, oh, fuck you. I mean, Naito spits in Tsuji's face, and the crowd's like, yeah, boo. They're like, yeah, boo, yay, boo.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do. It's so funny, man.
Question mark. It's the opposite of what my screen here says. Yeah, it's
it's great, man. And that's kind of what they play into, is that, just uncomfortableness of you don't want to see your friends feud, but you got to pick a side here, right? But there's at the beginning they have the like chant off, right? And it's kind of even. But what's fun about it is the first chant that starts is the Tsuji chant, Yoda, Yoda, and then all the Naito fans just wait. And when they're done, they start the Naito chant, and it's way louder. And it's like, I love that. That was really cool.
Yeah. So It could have been. They didn't have to do that with Bushi either. But now, you know what Bushi has leading into eventually the best of the Super Juniors this year? Hey, he's got a bit of the what Doki has right now, and he's going to feel invincible for fucking weeks. And he watch Bushi start going big motherfuckers now because he's got that I beat Hiromu armor on him, you know, and he's in his team and he's like, hey, I also beat Hiromu. It's like him and Doki backstage are going to be like bumping elbows and be like, yeah, you know, a secret friendship, the Hiromu beaters. Man, it was really cool. Doesn't hurt Hiromu at all, and it makes Bushi a threat again, sort of. You know, it's good for him. I like it. Maybe not a mega. Like, I'm more interested in him a little more now than it might have been before the match started. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair. I mean, like, it just gives Bushi a win, and he hasn't had a good win like that in a while. So
a fucking huge win, and who better for it than to be one of your bros? So
right. Yeah, I thought that match was fantastic. The crowd loved it. After the match, Bushi's like, "Oh, we won. We get to give the speech, right?" And he's like, "I says a bunch of stuff." And then he's like, "Oh, wait." And he hands the mic to Suji, who I'm assuming cut some eloquent promo that was fantastic. And
get blast your jeans,
you know, and then blasted his jeans all over the place. But I thought that show was a lot of fun. I mean,
yeah,
we got Sakura Genesis coming up in here in a couple days. That's just on Saturday, and that's where we will see Naito versus Suji. And also Shingo versus Evil. That's the like Shota Umino and Moxley versus Jack Perry and Ren Narita. That's Yo versus Sho, your favorite match. And of course, this should be the main event. It's Yoshihashi and Goto versus Chase Owens and poor Kenta. They have the three-way junior tag match that we previewed, and then just kind of a couple tag matches that are to get everybody else on the card, along with a Frontiers match. So that's fun.
Yeah. Look, this looks like a fucking awesome show. And I just want to say, like, I know you and I will rag on him on occasion, and you're over him, but I like him. I have to say, like, Moxley's consistent. He might not be here every week, but he does a lot. Like, we complain about not enough AEW guys doing the other thing of going to Japan and stuff. Mox is fairly consistent.
Yeah, he's doing fine. You know? I'm not mad. I'm happy to see him. You know,
and there you go. So and I knew he was going to beat Greater Khan, but it was just so nice to see Greater Khan wrestle John Moxley, and I liked that he's teaming up with Shooter, and it's fucking cool. The panty dropper, as it were, with Shooter Umino, and well, he's a handsome man, so I wouldn't be surprised. You know, maybe half the babies in the crowd that he's putting bangles on and stuff are his because he's such a panty dropper.
Oh my goodness, that's quite an accusation. That's bordering on slander.
That's why Archer doesn't get booked anymore, because they don't want Shota Umino's babies to get eaten.
He's too over, man. They want babies. They need the babies. So they're like, let's not book that guy anymore. I think that's interesting. I like it.
This match, this show looks tremendous. There's fucking fantastic matches. Look, if you're going to get the Yo and Show stuff done, do it, and then we can move on. There's only one match that I'm left a bit cold with, and unfortunately, Kenta is in that match. And otherwise, you know, I'm fairly excited. So yeah, look, I even messaged you like, dude, New Japan is all in on Bishamon to the point where I'm like, you just wait, they're going to break the GOD record. They're homegrown, so you know they don't have to leave the country to live somewhere or anything like that. They're homegrown. They've got them there full time, and let's face it, I mean no ill will to either man, but AEW or the WWE or any fucking company outside of Japan aren't ringing either Yoshihashi or Goto up to be like, oi, come be tag team stars every year.
I don't know. I bet they would. You know, I think they're super over in Japan. I think
that's what I think.
Noah would love them. You know,
that's what I think. Yeah. So in Japan, Goto and Yoshihashi as a team, they do well. So I don't see them leaving, and if they're going to be their mainstay tag team, you might as well build the division around them. Why not? So,
well, I mean, this has been the plan, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Hey,
like
3-time Stank tournament winners, the best Stank champs of all time. I mean,
the stankiest.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's odd because Goto bays a lot. We know that about him, you know, from his wrestler diaries.
Oh, is that a segue? I like segues. I don't use them myself. I just move on to the next thing. But I like the idea of segues. All right,
You
so
like
here
the
we are.
idea of them. That's nice.
Yeah.
It's well, they say that segues are 99% appreciation.
Yeah, I think they're scary too. Looks like something I'd just fall flat on my face on if I was on one of those things too.
Oh,
all right.
You mean the
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't do segues. I just moved on to the other seg. Yeah. Anyway, this is episode 420. Oh, yeah. Hits from the bone.
Yeah.
It's Gucci's one-person karaoke part 2. We did. I'm pretty sure we've done part 1. But I like how Jay wrote part 2. Like it's fucking Hot Shots 2 or something like that. So, thanks, Jay, dear listener, for sending us some diaries here. She's going to send us some new ones soon, but that's cool. We got one. I don't care if they're old or not. Like, because if I haven't read them, they're new. This is the first time I'm reading this one.
New
right now.
to everyone. Diaries.
Yeah, that's right. Except for the people who regularly read them. I'm serious. Like, if you listen to this and like, I don't know if Jay's a regular reader for fun, or if she just does it because like we like make for the show. Who listening to this, or who listens to the Strong Style podcast? Who fucking listens to anything and just who reads these? Send us all the correspondences. Why do you read them?
It's nerds. Yeah. It's nerds like Yoshihashi.
I like how we make fun of nerds, and here we are doing a New Japan podcast.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, come on, we're not that bad. You know?
No. Let's do the bracketology now, man. Anyway, we got Shman for that. Sorry, man. Giant Gaina Castle, everyone. Sorry.
So, all right. Whose diary is this again?
It's Ryusuke Taguchi's one man karaoke, but do. It is November. I don't know why I sounded vaguely French there. It's November 24th, 2023. And it's diary at number 420. Oh, yeah. And it's okay. How do I read this? All right. Well, looks like you're involved, Mr. Andy.
Oh, okay. I would love to be involved with this.
You could either be BL, who, if we had still had the refresh on last episode, we'd be able to remember who BL is. So you can either be BL or Tag.
Well, if you remember, the way it was before is it was like a lady was interviewing Taguchi, if I remember.
Yeah.
So is that who BL is, you think? Is the person that is interviewing Taguchi? Because last time I was that person and you were Taguchi. So I think that you should interview me and I'll be Taguchi.
Now, do you want me to sound like Terry Jones in The Life of Brian as Brian's mom, or just normal man voice? Let's go starting. Continuing from last. No, I won't do that. I'm sorry. All right. So BL, continuing from last time, we're listening into Taguchi-san's solo karaoke session. This is the second part. It's been an hour. What would you like to sing first?
Well, let's start with a recent song. Yeah. I imagine the song sounds like that.
Yeah, because Mr. Andy doesn't want to read Adarashi Gaku non-leaders, and I don't blame him because I could barely read that myself.
I love these 4 guys. Wait a second.
They are good dancers too.
Each of them has their own personality, and I can sense their talent with my butt. Speaking of talent, here's another with a tremendous talent. Kaze Fuji!
I like Kazi-san.
I've liked this music since the boom.
He's been gone for such a long time.
That's how big the booms! Kazuchi Mizuno was to me. There are 2 more people who have had a big impact in my taste in music. Maybe I should sing one of their songs.
And we're assuming that he does so. And then, holy shit, go for it.
An acquaintance took me to the launch of Beat Gear's golf tournament, and there was a mini live performance by Takashi Hasawaka. But the conversation was really interesting, and I was shocked at how good a singer he was. Holy crap. Village singers made me fall in love with karaoke. To be precise, I'm a poser when it comes to the village. There was a time when someone was judging karaoke competitions in various places and made the headlines. I was listening to Village. I don't.
Amero, Nokami Atomi.
Coming from the other room while I was playing Chocobo. I had to sing karaoke at a company party, and I didn't want to sing because I'm not good at karaoke. So I had no choice but to sing this song. I sang it, and it was very well received. I started to like karaoke, and even before one-person karaoke became popular, I started going to karaoke clubs alone to look for songs I could sing. I never imagined that I would end up releasing a CD, but now that I'm here, let's sing.
Dude, I love karaoke. Not only that, we had a karaoke DJ at our fucking wedding.
Yeah, you did.
Damn right.
What song? What's your go-to song?
All right. So I'm not the greatest singer, but for some reason there are some songs I can do all right. I can do "Crazy Little Thing Called Love" by Queen.
Okay.
I can do an all right "War Pigs" by Black Sabbath.
Nice.
I can do "Creep" by Radiohead.
Okay.
And what's that song by fucking Brian Ferry with "Love is the drug and I need that song. Love is the drug for me. Yeah. So I've got like a small kind of repertoire, and then if I feel like I've got no shyness about having if I sing well or if I sing absolute garbagely, and if I want the bar to clear so I can get a drink after my song, what I'll do is I'll pop in "Nothing Compares to You" by Sinead O'Connor, and I'm fucking terrible. But unfortunately for everybody,
a hard song.
Yeah. Words.
Oh, okay. That's a hard song to sing.
Oh, it is
good, right?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for asking. My go-to at the karaoke is "Strokin'" by Clarence Carter. So,
that's it.
Yeah, and I think it's BL's turn here.
That's it. It's a dud on the top 40s, but it's a good song for karaoke. I hope you will all sing it too.
When you become a karaoke master at my level, there's no problem with singing your own songs at karaoke. If you want, you can see yourself on the screen as well.
I like how he went from poser to fucking black belt.
I know. Very popular.
If you want to sing this one, get one where you can see the music video. Taguchi-san in his younger days appears in it. Liger-san and Tiger-san are in it too.
Also, a young Jado-san is in it too. You must see him.
Now, please finish up your song.
Okay, next, let's sing the last two songs by this guy.
That's right, Hikaru Utada. Sorry. I never thought. I never thought you could sing Hikaru Utada songs, Taguchi-san.
Ain't no dancing craze. I'm surprisingly good at it.
I'm so moved. I thought you was going to end with this, but I can sing for 11 more minutes. Encore.
It means no worries for the rest of your days. If we have 11 minutes, we could do 2 more songs. Then let's close with these 2 songs.
One's by Lisa, I guess. The other one is Kuwata Band. There we go. Good. Both Hono and Sakubi are great.
So you sang for 2.5 hours? How was it?
It was good. I was very happy to hear Taguchi-san sing so much. I wish he would do a live event somewhere.
I wish I had the chance.
If you're interested in finding out what songs Taguchi-san sang, please go to YouTube and search for the singer's name or the title of the song and listen to it. Please try to include them in your karaoke repertoire. Thank you, Taguchi-san, for this and the previous time.
I'll call you again when I have new songs.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, that's right. And what's this at the end? All right,
It's
you want
like
me
a
to?
description of
It,
his like CD or something like that. Yeah.
it's standard diary thing, so I'll do this. The 100 Things of Ryusuke Taguchi. This project will aim to introduce one of my personal possessions one by one, things that have shaped who Ryusuke Taguchi is. It's all just a fucking. They're undies, right? Just
This is
non-stop.
it's not. It's something
I
more
smothered
creepy.
Bushi's ass at the Dome to win this match. I fucking at Sumo Hall, fucking Ishimori.
What's that horse smash doing over there?
It will be 4 years before I finish introducing these 100 things. We'll continue with the second one today. 100 things of Ryusuke Taguchi karaoke. There's a photo of him holding a microphone very weirdly. If you take karaoke away from me, what is left? I thought there would be nothing left, but it seems actually there are quite a lot of things left. Isn't it great to go out for a drink and sing karaoke? I'm bored, so I go to karaoke to kill time. Isn't that great? I don't care whether I'm bad or good at it. Same here, Taguchi. When I'm done singing, it's nice to feel good about myself.
Oh man, that was the best part. That finished strong. You know,
It did.
Really did.
It really did. Taguchi's one of the fun ones for the diaries as well as being fun in the ring. Like he manages to do both.
He's good at wrestling.
Yeah. He really is. Oh my goodness, we are done, and we have like just one show over the weekend, so that's nice. I like that when we do the road 2 shows separate, and then we just go spend the rest of the time talk about the big show.
Yeah, the big one. Sakura Genesis, fucking cherry blossoms. It is springtime. It's good times, man. We have locally. I found out that we have a cherry tree like field, whatever you call that, grove, I guess is what you call it, and it's like some kind of like Japanese American society thing in my local park, and I went there to check out the cherry blossoms recently, and it was pretty cool. And there was actually lots of Japanese people there checking it out too. And I'm like,
there you go.
What's up?
They're looking for the sakura blossoms and stuff.
Man, pretty cool. Pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
New beginning, new life, rebirth. Here we are.
That's
the Never Open podcast.
All new, all different. Nah. But unless Mr. Guy has anything that he would like to add.
Anyone or anything?
Oh, fuck. He's still rocking the patchwork denim too, isn't he? The fucking piss blind. In Gato we trust.